Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop our conventional understanding and at the same time gain our spiritual success. So when it comes to our conventional life, you always become busy with it and there is no space for us to separate and always we keep interfering with things. But still, by the time this everything going to change. And in this conventional world, nothing is belong to us. Even though we know that, still we are keep running behind our dreams, hopes, desires, goals, intentions, so like that. And at the same time, if you look very carefully how we bound to this world, how we related to this world, that is from our mind. That is the most strongest, greatest, hardest bond. And no tangles, no chains, no any kind of locks no any kind of doors, or no any kind of walls that we can see and break through. But is still invisibly, through our desires, through our hopes, through our dislikes, we bound to this world, and because of that, again and again, we become. And if you become wise, you are capable to find the key to unlock this invisible, chainless, wall-less, and lockless, this bond. So we bound through our desires, through our mind. But most of time we don't see that. And we bound to everything. And sometimes we think that only good things we hold. But if you look very carefully, not only the good things, behind that goodness, invisibly, that all the badness also keep coming. So that's why it is important to understand the very nature or the condition of the world. World mean everything. Whatever belong to heat, motion, liquidity and hardness belong to world. This everything depend on cause and effect, causation, cause and conditions. Nothing exists itself independently. So then, when you experience something, even that experience arises because of something. So if you apply that principle to yourself, so that as self, whatever you experience, whatever you mention, that also depend from something. But still, in day-to-day life, we are not capable to understand this because we are so busy with a lot of other things in day-to-day life. We are busy with things, but end of the day, we don't gain anything. So, but by the time this life going to end, we all going to die. And then if end of our life, if after our death, if this everything end, it is okay. Then no need practice. You can live the life the way you want. You can have whatever the fun that you like. That whatever the actions you want to do, you can perform any action. But there are certain consequences that belong to us and keep coming behind us. So after we die, we're going to born again. Even not the same person, but still, there is one part of this existence going to become again. So then, that whatever we do here, bring result in the future. That is one of the basic foundation of the Buddha's teaching. So then how you can get out of the death? How you can not to die? So there are a lot of people in the world look for this. And nowadays people try to become immortal. And there are many pharmaceutical products. There are many scientists look how to expand the longevity and live long. But if you look into the very foundation of the world, If you just think about only the human being, it is not just the one single entity that exists itself. Human being is a byproduct of the universe, cosmos, this nature. So then it's depend from things. So then if you want to expand the longevity, if you look very carefully, then you have to expand all other things, because the human life is a byproduct of other things, and then you have to expand other everything. And if you eat the digestible food and then you get nourished out of it, and that nourishment or the vitamins or the energy may be 24 hours, 48 hours going to be there, and then it go away. So then you have to expand that also. So then you have to remember that looking in that way, to be immortal, only human being, is not practical, not logical. It cannot happen. Because if you just separate the only human being from this nature or the world or this existence, that is a very wrong way of understanding. That is what most of the people nowadays try to do. We just think and focus only for the human life. We don't think about other things. But what the Buddha taught, what the Buddha saw, if you why you born, if you want to get out of the death, you have to look into it. Why you die? You die because of you born. If you don't not born here, then there is no death for you. So then go back and he look why you born here. It's not by mistake. You born here because of your previous karma. So then what is karma means? Actions. There are 3 actions: bodily action, verbal action, mental action. So that all actions governed by your intention. So then intention is your karma. Intention take you to the very next place. So then if you look very carefully, if the intention take you to any place, if you don't have an intention, then there's not going to become a karma. Because the karma happened because of the intention, then if you get out of the intention, then no karma. So then how you can rescue your mind, free your mind, withdraw from your mind from the intention? That's a very logical question. So then you have to look into yourself and see. Just try yourself. Can you do a action without any intention? So then when it go into the mind, so whatever the surface level of your mind is not the real mind. So the deeply behind your thoughts, there are more other mental formations or the cankers, roots, hold into us related to our previous memory or habitual patterns or the thoughts. So then you have to go into that and see why there are roots, why you hold as memory, why you hold as cankers. What is the reason? What is the mechanism for that? Then you can see it is not the action that you have done you hold as permanent. This is very important point that you have to understand. It is not that the outcome that whatever happened you hold as the permanent. The very major reason that you accumulate the karma, the very major point that you keep holding this all as memory, the very reason that you have these roots in you, when you experience something, you experience it with the self-centered mind. This I am, this is me. That's why everything that you have around you, it's like the magnet. That is the gravity that you have. So then why you have this kind of understanding? That because we call not knowing reason or the ignorance. Actually, today we are going to go in a different way. We take a different route to get into that and say, what is this ignorance? So then the Buddha mentioned there are different truth. We call it Four Noble Truth. So the Buddha mentioned certain truth about life. Why? So then why we need to listen to that? So we also know something, and then when we hold into something, we also hold it to it, believing that is the truth. So be very careful. So then you believe this, just imagine millions people, 8 billion people in the world. So 8 billion people have 8 billion truth related to their self-centered view. Nothing wrong about it. You can't argue about it. Because people do certain things believing what they know, they think it is truth. So then whatever you know, then you believe it is true. So then the Buddha appeared and mentioned there are certain truths. So now you know certain truth, and the Buddha mentioned different truth. What is the difference in between this? So, of course, that what you know is truth. That truth is true only for you. That is the thing here you have to understand. What you know, what you believe may be true only for you, and maybe it is only for this moment. Look at your own life. How many things that you believe as true? So then by the time you yourself you came to a conclusion and you recognize, oh, that is not true. So then most of time you experience things, you believe it as true. Why? So then remember how we go step by step. So from here, to make it more clear, I stop and go back, reverse. So we all try to stop the death. That is the major problem in the world when it comes to us. If there is no death, no problem. But we are dying. So then most of people try to expand the longevity, but it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Because the life itself is not an independent, permanent, that incident happen isolatedly. It is a very byproduct of this entire universe or the cosmos. So then you have to change this entire universe, which is impossible. Forget about it. So then, rather than stopping the death, what the Buddha taught? Buddha also had the same. Remember when he saw, as a young person, when he went out and he saw people suffering, getting sick, getting old, and then people dying, and that day he asked question, why, who is that? Oh, it's a corpse, it's a dead body. What does that mean? We die. Oh, so if we die, what is this? What we experience is, oh, it's only for this moment. If it is only for this moment, what the point? So that is where he start to look what is truth. So then what the Buddha taught, what the Buddha found out, we die because of we born. See this, there is no magic. It's very simple to understand if you look a little bit very careful. You are born here not because of the punishment. You born here because of your previous intention. That is what we call the karma. So then why the karma happen? Karma happen according to the bodily, verbally, mentally action, and it is not the surface level of action, it is the intention. So if you go into the intention, that intention is not just on the surface level of your mind, it's deeply, you have sanskara, mental formations, or the cankers, or the root, and or habitual patterns. So why it happened? Repetition of your actions, thoughts. And then when it comes to that, why, what is the gravity, what is the power of this accumulation? Self-centered mind. I am. So why you believe as I am? So because you believe certain truth in you, and you think that is what you think is right. But in day-to-day life, it is true, it is right for the moment, but by the time you will see, it is not right. So this is the problem now. So Buddha come and tell another the truth, and we also have some kind of truth, but it is not permanent. It's kind of like a change most of time. For the moment, it is true. So for the moment, it is true. And why that we can't see the ultimate truth in the moment? Because our perception, that whatever we perceive, there are certain things. One is our memory, and whatever we perceive, we don't see it in a very clear way. Know that whatever you experience with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you are not still recognize it very clearly. How you know that? Look into just last year, 1 year back, and see how many decisions you change. How many things you recognize that you didn't take the right decision. How many things that you wish, oh, if I go back to this and I change this, that, why it happened like that way? Because when you take a decision, you thought in that very moment that is the right decision. But later you recognize it is not the right decision. Or maybe even though for the moment you went through it as it's okay for you, but then some other people come and tell, or maybe some other people found out more better place. Then why you didn't see it? So that is the thing. And how many times we ask opinion from others, get the advice from others. So then when you have certain decisions and you take that decision believing it is right, and then just imagine, you go to someone else and ask, and then person tells something else, and then you recognize, oh, that is right. And then you change your action and you recognize, oh, I was wrong. That is right. See that? It was there, but you didn't see until that another person saw you. So we go into that and catch it, but we never think why I didn't see it. You always believing other person. And maybe you think other person is so smarter than you. Of course, because you never think why I didn't see it. How other person saw that. What is the mistake that I have within myself? You never work for you. You always maybe earn money, spend money and save money to pay for other people to get advice. You never thought why I can't see. So that's why remember yourself that our perception most of time that what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, what we think, we, we didn't recognize it clearly. Why it happens? It happens because when we experience something in the moment, it mixes with our memory. We are not experience anything into the very pure level in a kind of like a very clean way. We call it direct perception, clear comprehension. We always experience, in the conventional world, we experience things with memory, with the help of memory. So then just imagine something come to your eye, you don't recognize it itself. So your mind brings certain memories, certain views related to that, and you mix it with and get the help out of the memory to recognize it. So that is why again and again when you repeat that mechanism, and then it become a pattern to yourself. That is what itself we call the samsara. Development of that pattern, development of the repetition itself we call the samsara. And when you keep repeating, it creates certain current. And you feel good about it. You take it as kind of like a flow. You feel comfortable. And then to feel comfort, feel happy, feel satisfied, you have to get into that current. So that is where the repetition going to be there. That's why the life itself is a kind of like a repetition. Life is full of habits. So meditation means now we go back to this and we recognize this all, and we slowly start to see, analyze the very mechanism of this mind, and we take the very present moment of experience within us and see without mixing our memory, because that is the pattern that keep happening. Now we take a moment without mixing, without bringing our past experience moment by moment, we try to develop this awareness in the moment. So then what happens? It's going to become a mechanism. Rather than repetition become the mechanism, your present moment of awareness becomes stronger. And once it becomes stronger, it's going to become more sharp and clear. And that clarity has ability to experience something without depending from your memory. So that is what you have to uplift. Practicing meditation means practicing, giving opportunity yourself to cultivate that awareness in you, grow that awareness in you. So then you have two ways. Remember, one is repetition of your past, memory, habitual patterns, go with habits, or you can have ability to be aware and go with the present moment of awareness or the experience. So come to this middle and taking a choice. Go away from your memory and take the path, go towards the awareness is a big challenge for all of us. Not easy. You have to have so much trust, faith, effort, energy to turn towards the moment of awareness and say no to your own habitual patterns. Or other thing is, say no to that what you believe as true. Not easy. It's kind of like a suicide. It's kind of like a killing yourself. It's kind of like a destroying everything. It's so painful, not easy. Because it's kind of like a rejecting. You know, it's a very painful when somebody else rejects us. But how about when you reject yourself, that what you believe as true is not easy. That's why you need some kind of higher purpose. You need some kind of role model for yourself to follow. And you have to have some kind of more higher trust, faith, conviction, rather than in the surface level. So that's why the Dharma, so that's why the Buddha, that's why the enlightened masters, that's why the Nibbana, these all ideas is there. These all the stories, but that all the stories help us to get into that ultimate freedom. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, we just go believing whatever we think and taking it as the right way. Even we know it is wrong, we keep doing it, thinking it is right, again and again, again and again. And we ourselves, sometimes we know we are not smart. We are not kind of like a wise, but still, when ideas come to us, and some people sometimes they say, I'm an idiot. You know, when things go wrong, when things not happen the way we want, or maybe we lost something, we say, I'm an idiot. But in the very next moment, again we hold it to that whatever coming from our own mind, that inner voice, we listen to that Lilliput keep talking to us, and we believe that. And then we argue, we fight for that. We never want to look back and have a kind of like an introspection and see, hey, yesterday that whatever the decision I took is wrong. So maybe this also can be wrong like that way. So if you have that awareness, it little bit slow down you from this self-centered action. That little bit slow down will create a huge difference in this world. So that's why, think about it. So your moment of thought has a power to create. So it's kind of like a little by little that it has power to accumulate energy, little by little. It's like a repulse, create. When it go further away from you, become stronger, larger. And by the time your single thought has ability to create kind of like a tornado somewhere. So then just imagine if you take a wrong decision, wrong thought in the outside world, it create a wrong impact. So then yourself merge with the whatever the right. So how you can find it? So that's why you have to learn. So that's why you have to listen to the Buddha's teaching and see what the Buddha taught as right. And then when it comes to your practice, rather than depending on the memory, have the ability to be in the present moment. For that, sometimes you need a primary mental object. Why? Because the mind depends on object. So then you have to give an object that whatever exists in the moment not belong to the memory. So that is why we take the breathing. Your breathing is not belong to the memory. Your breathing is not belong to the past. It's not depending on anything. It's always in the moment. So then be with it and observe and recognize it. Be aware about it. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again, settle down. And just experience the very nature of the breathing and try to understand without depending on your mind, without depending on the knowledge that what you know, without depending on the memory, without depending on your experience that happened in the past. Just see in the moment what you experience. Again and again, because the mind has nature to go back to the past memory, go back to the history. But you have the ability to be in the moment. So develop it again and again, strengthen it. And then by the time you will see the very nature to go back or go behind the memory will stop and settle down. Your awareness going to recognize and see the breathing as it is. That is the very good place for you to settle down a little bit. We call the tranquility state. Once you come to that tranquility state, your mind, your body, your breathing, that everything synchronized, settle down and work as one. So from that point, what happens? You can see very clearly your mind, your thoughts, how it arises and disappear, how it arises, disappear itself. You can see this boiling water inside you, this boiling thoughts. And that is why you can see the memory, the cankers, the roots go deeper into history. Not at the surface level. But once you recognize that, you're going to see the reasons also. What is the reason? That whatever happened there, not the outside, the incident. Remember this, very careful. Not the outside incident, the experiencer, the subject you thought as something or as permanent. That is why all the memories stuck there. Even though you know that whatever happened outside the world, it is all gone, but it's still inside that the world happening in you. It's there, you know that. When you close your eyes, that everything arises as a picture. Why? Because still you believe the experiencer, this me, I am, this name and form is there. So then you recognize in the moment of this experience that everything changed. That is where you can see the experiencer change. Once you come to that point, that everything go away. It's like, just imagine cotton, piece of cotton. Oh, this bird feather drop into the fire. So what happened? It's burn, disappear right away. It's not going to take much time. It's going to vanish. So same like once you see the nature of impermanence, this not the outside world, remember, within the experiencer, the whoever experienced this all is changing, impermanent. In that very moment, all the sansaric memory accumulated, all the karma, all the cankers, all the roots that you carry within yourself. It's like that cotton that you put it to the fire, the feather you put it to the fire, everything burn. Only the experiencer become heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So the name and form going to be there, but you're not going to claim it as self-centered person. And that is the day you can get out of this prison, this bond that which is not locks, not walls, not iron bars. The very key is seeing the impermanent of the experience. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left hand neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture a little bit. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Settle down with the sensation. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of your heart with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi marananha paribunjissami idam me punya kammang asavakkayavang tu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.